So I am a nurse by profession and currently working in DOH. I am former Pathways Ortigas servant who is now serving with Lingkod Quezon City, a group of single, young, and cute professionals. Kita niyo naman, brothers and sisters. So my story was not that dramatic in going back to God. I was not a religious type of Christian. Best to describe myself is I am a practical type of Christian. To give you a glimpse of my childhood, brothers and sisters, I grew up with my grandparents, both practicing Christians. They taught me how to pray. I grew up pretty sheltered, and I have loving parents and supportive siblings. Being the eldest among four siblings, I am trusted by my parents to decide on behalf of them, especially on health matters. Going back on my college days, I met my health ethics professor and taught us her belief about certain things. She was an atheist. She referred books to read and even had a disclaimer that it will shake our faith if we do not have a good Christian foundation. And of course, as curious as I am, I read one book she referred to. So it was the Da Vinci Code. Though it was a fictionary book, it created a lot of impact into my Christian faith as big as a mustard seed. During that time, I had no one to talk about my various worries about the existence of God because I was living with my parents already. My parents were also practical Christians and were not a fan of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. That started my journey in knowing the existence of God. I clearly defined my view as an agnostic, not as an atheist like my professor. As Webster defined it, one who is not committed to believing in either the existence or non-existence of God, while according to crosswalk.com, this is the view that we can be sure God exists. And so my actions define what an agnostic is like, at least in my perspective. So I do not believe in confessing my sins to a priest because for me, priests are just sinful men like us. They are less great than the holy God. I do not worship the religious figures displayed inside the church as well. My family and I were not churchgoers every Sunday because of the distance of our house to the church. My life lacks meaning and purpose that I decided to do soul searching and attended different Christian denominations to seek my purpose during that time. But I haven't got the answer I wanted. So when I started working, I met an office mate whom I became curious about where does her joy comes from. I found myself for that joy for a long time. I found myself longing for that joy for a long time. It's indescribable, brothers and sisters. I believe the Lord started to pursue me during that time. That office mate and I became friends, and I found out that she has a spiritual community located in Lipa City. That time I'm having my apartment in Quezon City. I lost contact with her when she decided to give her life to the Lord as a contemplative nun in Italy. But the Lord was not finished with me yet. I met Rose, my office mate, and now a covenanted member of Ang Ligaya ng Panginoon. So she invited me to Pathways Ortigas. She did not mention it was a prayer group during that time. So we were housemates, and I am game wherever we go after office hours because I had nothing to do. When I entered Poveda, the venue of Pathways Ortigas that time, the people were joyful and they were greeting us with a genuine smile on their faces. I realized it was the same joy I saw with my previous office mate who became a nun. I was attracted to their way of life. However, my attendance was intermittent during that time due to my erratic work schedule. But the sisters in our discussion group never gave up and supported me all along my journey until I was invited to a community weekend retreat of Ang Ligaya ng Panginoon in 2013 and continued my underway member of Ligaya until now. So the Lord never gave up on pursuing me despite my lack of faith and lack of knowledge. He ensured that my questions about His existence will be answered by the several talks which were offered in Ligaya. Truly, the Lord has His ways. I am reminded of the story of Job from the Bible when Job asked God for an answer to his suffering. God reminded Job how little he knows about the world. So to conclude, Proverbs 2 verse 6 says, "For the Lord gives wisdom from his mouth, calm knowledge and understanding." It affirms that the Lord is the one who gives wisdom, so we need to be humble about how much we can figure out on our own. We know because God makes himself known. God is there and he is not silent. To answer the question, how do I go back to God? I just simply allowed him to reveal himself to me. I am grateful to community because through its teaching, I realized God loves me. The witnessing of the brothers and sisters in community helped me see that the love of the Lord is tangible. These people simply became the face of God to me. Hence, faith is made manifest. Now, I am still not perfect before the Lord, brothers and sisters. I am still committing sin, but I always find my way to the Lord by remembering how much He loved and pursued me in my journey of finding my way to Him. Now, I do confession already, and my last confession was last July, thank God, before the lockdown or the ECQ. I attended daily online Mass, if I can, and religiously attend Sunday Mass. So thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening to my story.